Hi and welcome to another Watch Geek video. Today we're taking a closer look at the second generation of the Spinnaker Piccard that has been slimmed down for easier wear. But take that slimmed down statement with a grain of salt, as it is still a behemoth at 21 millimeters of thickness. The original limited edition Piccard, which I also featured on the channel, was comically large in all directions. 26 millimeters thick, 47 in width, and incredibly long at 57 millimeters lug to lug. It was impossible to wear unless you were a professional strongman or a giant. But this, despite still having quite the thickness, is to my surprise manageable even on my smallish 6.7 inch wrist. The thickness is still ridiculous, but the rest of the specs are actually okay with 45 mm in diameter and 52 mm lug to lug. Due to a female end link of the bracelet, this thing doesn't overhang my wrist in any way. Even the thickness of the watch itself is actually okay. It's the bulbous crystal that gives it the incredible 21mm number. If it came with a flat sapphire instead of this ball, it would have been a regular bulky diver watch. The reason for the bulbous crystal is the story behind the watch. Piccard is named after Jacques Piccard, one of the first two people to reach the deepest place on Earth, Mariana Trench. The vessel they used, Bathyscaphe Trieste, that is actually shown on the caseback of the watch, was designed by Jacques' father, Auguste Piccard. If you're into watches, you probably know this story, but from another source, Rolex, as Rolex had a special model designed that featured an even more extreme crystal that was actually a glass ball, and that watch was strapped to the outside of Trieste and it survived the depth of 11,000 meters. So you can see this watch as a celebration of that achievement. Unlike Rolex, this one is officially water resistant to only 550 meters, although I'm sure it can survive much more, as everything on it looks and feels oversized and over-engineered. From the crystal and case itself to the crown and bracelet. It also features a helium release valve, so it is a saturation diver as well. If we ignore the comical thickness, this is actually one of the best Spinnaker watches I ever handled. The bezel action and grip are one of the best I tried, and I love the fact they went with a matte ceramic insert with only the triangle loomed. Speaking of the loom, it is outstanding, and because the crystal creates so many reflections during the day, this is the first watch I handled that is actually more legible in the dark than during the day. The markers are applied slabs of loom, and the hands, although big, should be slightly longer to be to my liking. The dial is pretty simple, and I'm glad they didn't go for their usual grainy dial finish, but rather a smooth matte finish, while the silver chaptering with helium release valve inscription is another nod to the Rolex Deep Sea model. The bracelet is very thick but incredibly comfortable, and again, the best bracelet I have seen on a Spinnaker so far. It is only missing the gliding adjustment system to be perfect, as the flip-out diver's extension is just not on the same level as the rest of it. With $580 retail price that can drop down to $465 with a coupon code I'll leave in the description, it is substantially cheaper than the first generation Behemoth, but still expensive for a watch powered by a Seiko NH35. However, you get this feeling it is priced appropriately when you consider the sheer amount of raw material used, from steel to sapphire. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and found it useful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and until the next video, bye.